B's, and we're going to review our capital letters. Are you ready for it? So let's get started. Let's start off with our letter A. How do you write an A? Well, it's very simple. You just draw a mountain. Start from the bottom, go up, come straight down. Once you have your mountain, you just put a bar right in the middle. There we go. We have our capital A. Go ahead and pause the video and practice writing it at least 5 times. Next up is our letter B. How do you write a capital B? You draw a straight line going up. Then you draw 2 sideway mountains that are round-topped. Boop and bloop. And you have your capital letter B. Go ahead and pause your video and write B 5 times. Next up is our letter C. How do you write a capital C? All you do is draw a half circle. Start from the top, come all the way down, and just stop right in the middle. Now, you've learned 3 letters, A, B, C, all capitalized. Go ahead and review all 3 and write them 5 times. Next up is our letter D. How do you write a capital D? You draw a line coming straight down. Good. Next, we're just going to connect them with the hoop. And we got our letter D. Go ahead, pause the video, and write capital D 5 times. Next up is our letter E. Draw a straight line coming down. Once you have that, we're going to add 3 equal-sized sticks to it. 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom, and 1 right in the middle. And that is our capital E. Go ahead, pause the video, and write that at least 5 times. Next up is our letter F. How do you write F? Capital F. Draw a straight line down. This time we're going to give it 2 sticks. 1 big one on top, and then 1 small one in the middle. And we have our letter F. Go ahead, pause the video, and write F 5 times. Next up is our letter G, capital G. How do you write that? Well, first, draw your half circle. You got it? Then, take it straight up, a little line, go in, and you have your capital G. Go ahead, practice writing G 5 times. Next up is our letter H. H is one of my favorite letters. How do you do it? It's kind of like a ladder. You draw your 2 side bars, and you put 1 step in the middle. And you have your capital H. Go ahead, pause the video, write that 5 times, and come back. Next up is our letter I. How do you write an I? Draw a straight line coming down. Put a cap on the top and put a base on the bottom. And voila, we have capital I. Go ahead, pause the video, and practice writing I 5 times. Our next letter that we're going to look at is J. It's one of the coolest letters ever. Put a cap on. Got it? And then add your hook to it. And you have your letter J. Go ahead, review that. Write it 5 times and come back. Next letter is K. How do you draw a K? Well, you bring a line straight down. Got it? Then a diagonal up and a diagonal down. And you have your letter K. Go ahead, pause the video and give it a try. Write it 5 times. Next up is our letter L. How do you write an L? Simple. Draw a line coming straight down. Once you're down, move to the side. And you have capital L. Go ahead. Practice that. Write it 5 times and come back. Next up is our letter M. M. How do we write an M? Well, it's very simple. It's 2 mountains. So let's start off. Go from the bottom to the top. Come halfway down. Go back up and come down. And you have your letter M. Go ahead, practice writing M 5 times and then come back. Next up is our letter N. How do you draw an N? It's a sideways zigzag pretty much. Let's give it a try. You go up, come all the way down to where you started, and go back up. That is your N. Or another way you can do it is draw 2 lines near side rails, and then draw 1 diagonal. So whichever way works for you. Go ahead, practice writing N 5 times and come back. Now this next letter is super simple. Just draw a circle. What letter is that? That is an O. Go ahead, practice writing O 5 times and then come back. Now our next letter is P. How do you draw a P? Draw a straight line coming down. Got it? Then do a half circle to the top half of the line, like that. Good? Or you can draw a circle, a full circle, and then put a line to the side of it. Whichever way works for you. Go ahead, practice writing P 5 times. And then our next letter is Q. How do you draw a Q? Simple. Draw a full circle. And make it look cool with a line going through it. That is our Q. Go ahead, pause the video, practice that 5 times and come back. Next up is our letter R. This is how you write an R. 1 line straight down. Got it? Half circle. Got it? Then sideways line. That's one way. Another way is draw your circle, draw your line, and draw your line. And you have R. Go ahead, practice that 5 times, and then come back. Next up is our letter S. S is super simple. It's a little squiggly. Whoop. Let's do that one more time so you get it. Start from the top, come down. Just a little squiggle. You got it. Practice that 5 times, and then come back. Next up is our letter T. Super simple. Put a cap on, and then right in the middle, bring a line down. That is T. Go ahead, pause the video, and practice writing T 5 times. Next up is our letter U. How do you write a U? Start from the top of your line. Make a half circle going up. And you have your letter U. Go ahead, practice writing U 5 times and then come back. Next up is our letter V. V is very similar to U, however, it's just pointier. So start from the top and draw your backwards mountain. Come down, go back up, and you have V. Go ahead and practice that 5 times and then come back. Next up is our letter W. W is like 2 V's or a backwards M. Very simple, right? You know how to do this. Come back down, halfway up, come back down, and then up. Let's do that one more time together. Bring your line slanted down. Bring another line slanted up a little. Bring it back down, slanted, and then back up all the way up to match your other line. Got it? Now go ahead and practice writing W 5 times. And then come back. Now, this is probably everyone's favorite letter, X. Draw one line diagonal, draw another line crossing right through it. X. Go ahead, practice writing X 5 times and then come back. Y is our next letter. How do you draw Y? Well, draw your backwards mountain. You know how to do that. And then just put a line straight down. Go ahead, practice writing capital Y 5 times and then come back. We are down to our last letter. Here we go. It's just a zigzag because this is Z. Straight across, diagonal, straight across. Another way, draw 2 bars or your caps on your base, connect them. You can practice whichever way you like to. Write that 5 times and then come back. Psych, we are done. You have practiced all your ABCs now. That's enough for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.